doubt that 2018 was a great year in the video game industry. Overall, video game sales appear to be up, the big three, Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony, are all thriving, and we were treated to so many amazing games. From Marvel's Spider-Man to God of War, I can't quite recall a year where we had so many perfect review scores, many of which we talk about on this list. While the year featured many highs, there were unfortunately some lows. Everything from studio closures to writers from trusted gaming websites getting busted for plagiarism, 2018 featured more than a few things that really sucked. So without further delay, let's break down the things that sucked about gaming in 2018. I get it. Fortnite's Battle Royale mode is an unbelievable cash cow. So, naturally, copycats have surfaced everywhere. Black Ops 4's Blackout mode is easily one of the biggest offenders, but many games surfaced in 2018, and even back in 2017, offering up Battle Royale-like modes. Grand Theft Auto Online, Paladins, Dota 2, Battlerite, and Counter-Strike all featured Battle Royale-inspired modes. And let's not forget about Radical Heights, which was Cliffy B's last-ditch effort to save his studio. Don't get me wrong, Battle Royale games are tons of fun and make for some great streaming, but enough already. Remember the good old days when you bought one game and it was the same game that everyone else bought? Today, we have Platinum Editions, Gold Editions, Deluxe Editions, Legendary Editions, and so on. Every publisher is clamoring for your year-long attention span, and what better way to keep you around than by offering you inciting Gold Editions? That includes, for instance, a virtual hat. Often the content you get with these mid-level editions is useless cosmetic garbage. Can we do away with these editions, or limit it to the base game and one special edition, please? Last year we talked about the lack of Xbox One exclusives, and here we are again talking about Xbox's less than stellar lineup of exclusives. So how about the exclusives we did get in 2018? Well, many of them did end up on our most disappointing list. Granted, Microsoft announced some pretty cool studio acquisitions this past year, so better days are ahead, but yikes Xbox, you had another ugly year in the exclusives department. Meanwhile, Sony continues to kill it with a steady stream of amazing exclusives. Sorry Sony, you aren't getting off this easy. One little tradition we have really come to enjoy over the years is the PlayStation experience. Well, Sony decided to ditch that idea for 2018, and shortly after that announcement that they indicated they weren't planning on being at E3 2019 either, these are two seriously head-scratching decisions that suggest Sony's impressive run may be coming to an end, or at least starting to drop off a little bit. Sony has since explained their decision to cancel PSX this year, and yet their decisions have left more questions than answers. Will we ever see Death Stranding? Will The Last of Us Part 2 come out in 2019? Certainly doesn't look like it. Sure, we can simply chalk up the fan reaction as a case of gamer entitlement, which there is certainly a little bit at play here. However, Blizzard really dropped the ball at BlizzCon 2018. Fans were fully expecting a Diablo 4 announcement, but instead, we were met with the mobile reveal of Diablo Immortal. In all fairness, Immortal doesn't look that bad, and our very own Steven Ritz had a chance to go hands-on with the game, yet Blizzard really underestimated its fan base. Immortal should have been announced in a press release and not the major announcement of the show. Maybe it's something that few of us have noticed, but it seems like every AAA game these days features more and more forced walking segments, which pull you out of the action and make you walk and listen as the game is telling you the story. Red Dead 2, for instance, does this constantly. Likewise, God of War features a steady dose of these segments. Granted, sometimes this is the only way devs can tell us such complex stories. However, we'd like to see a little less of this in 2019. Like one of our writers said, the purpose of the interactive medium is to get the story across through interaction, not sitting you down and telling you some story before letting you get back to playing. Can we get back to some better names for these sequels, please? One of the worst and most disappointing trends of 2018 has to be sequels that just steal the name of the original, almost like the originals never existed. Super Smash Bros., aka Super Smash Bros. 4, is probably the worst offender. But this year featured God of War and Spider-Man, two of the biggest games of the year that couldn't even come up with an original name. Emotes serve no purpose. Yet, am I supposed to get excited when I unlock one of these things? And people are apparently rushing to buy emotes in games. Like, seriously, what? Why? It was bad enough Fortnite had them, and now they've leaked into the Call of Duty series. Black Ops 4 has them, Fallout 76 has them, and so does Destiny 2. They suck and certainly stand as one of the worst trends in gaming this year. Rockstar founder Dan Houser opened up a shitstorm when he talked about the working conditions at the studio and how his devs were working 100-hour work weeks. There was more to the quote than that and had some backpedaling on Houser's part, but the comments opened up some serious dialogue on social media. While the 100-hour crunch was supposedly voluntary, many employees came forward and stated that they felt if they didn't work these insane hours, they feared they would be reprimanded or even lose their jobs. Since the news broke, we have learned that this practice is somewhat commonplace with many AAA studios. This isn't a shitty new trend in gaming, but it certainly has received more press than in the years past, and is disappointing to hear about all these horror stories from hardworking devs. The news of former IGN staffer Philip Moichin plagiarizing is certainly one of the things that sucked in gaming in 2018. We have all come to trust the work of IGN writers, so when the news broke, we all felt violated to a degree. Philip's response to the incident wasn't exactly helping either. For those of you that don't know, Philip, now known as the infamous IGN plagiarist, originally came under fire for his Dead Cells review back in August following the allegation that he had ripped a YouTuber's review. It was discovered that he had done this more than once. IGN promptly canned Philip, and we haven't heard much from him since. So there you have it, our list of things that sucked in gaming this past year. What bothered you this year? What did we miss? Tell us in the comments below.